Let's deal with the chronology of water.
Feature directorial debut from Kristen Stewart, who we like very much.
We do.
Adapted by her from the memoir book of the same name by Lydia Yuknavitch, which I had not read and not heard of before. So in the book, she describes growing up in the 80s in Florida, being sexually abused by her father, who also abused her sister. Her mother was an alcoholic who did nothing to prevent the abuse. Her only escape was swimming. And that was a sport in which she excelled. She got a sports scholarship to Austin, Texas, battled addiction, which put paid to her sports career, relocated to Oregon, ended up collaborating with a group of students on the Kenkisi Collective project, Caverns. So the story is a story of trauma, addiction, escape, entrapment, and ultimately emancipation through creativity. Here is a clip from the trailer.
Sometimes I think it arrived on paper.
Hey, honey.
I wanted to write.
I want you all to be winners. Disappear into your imagination. And nobody's in the room but you and that pen.
I love you. And whatever you want to do, I'll support it.
That's it. When there are no words for the pain, let your imagination change what you know.
No one is big enough to hold what happens to us.
Now, I think you can hear from that it is a very full-on experiential movie, and it is one of those. There's a lot of Shawshank
Before you get to the
yeah.
redemption, okay.
So filmed on, I think it's largely 16mm, split into chapters, which I imagine the book must have been. And at the centre of it is Imogen Poots. And remember Imogen Poots came on the show to talk about Vivarium?
With Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah. She gives the performance of a lifetime in the central role. Like Hamnet, this is a performance that requires its female protagonist to go through a gamut of emotions from, at one point, the loss of a child, the unraveling of life, the sense of being an outsider, kind of screaming horror to joy and ecstasy. And now Jessie Buckley is rightly, I think, at the moment being tipped for the Best Actress top honours at the Oscars. I think this performance by Imogen Poots is every bit as impressive. That is not in any way to diminish Jessie Buckley's achievement. But Imogen Poots in this movie is astonishing. And she needs to be, because the film is very, very filmy, in as much as there's a lot of filmmaking going on in it. So it's montage, it's kind of put together in a very experimental way, it's very artistically adventurous and intense, and it's kind of a patchwork of images that sort of seem to kind of, crash on and off the screen like waves on a beach. And there is this water metaphor going all the way through it. Water representing the fluid nature of memory, representing the bodily fluids of tears and sweat and excretions. And in some way, actually, the film uses water to discuss the female body as a shape of water, to refer back to that Guillermo del Toro film. That the sound design on it, I mean, you heard a little bit of in the trailer there. It's kind of abrasive and disorientating and very, very intense. And it's a tough watch, and it should be. And it's not an easy viewing experience at all. But as a look how adventurous I can be as a filmmaker. I'm going to do this in the way that I want to do it, not in a way. It's not a film that tries to make friends with the audience. It's not one of those films that goes, you love me, like me, this is nice. The ensemble cast is terrific. I mean, Imogen Poots carries it shoulder high. Thora Birch is great as Lydia's sister. Earl Cave is great again as the dorkily supportive Philip. And then Jim Belushi as Ken Kesey is dynamite. I've never seen him be that good before. I mean, not indeed he hasn't been good before, but I've never seen him be that good before. So it is a very, very impressive film with a dynamite central performance. It is not an easy watch. It is a tough watch. But, listen, hats off to Kristen Stewart for just going for it.
You remember that quote, which we've discussed and related, which was made about Robert Pattinson, that every movie choice he's made since Twilight has been designed to make him less famous.
Yes.
But Kristen Stewart is kind of doing a similar thing. She's not that interested in the fame and the glamour.
Not at all.
And
Not at all.
if you've been in such a huge blockbuster franchise, then maybe that ticks that box enormously, so you can concentrate on doing other things.
But also, she clearly loves film, and she's a filmmaker. I mean, this is a film made by a filmmaker. This is made by somebody who loves the nature of film.